Hey everyone, it's Meredith Leon McCormick for World Bride Magazine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say it enough for all your support and all the acknowledgments of all the work that we've been doing and all your questions that you guys have been sending in and people you've been suggesting for us to interview. It has been pretty exciting. So we want to tell you to continue to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. These are the platforms all of this will live on for the rest of our lives. So I wanted to introduce you to a dear friend, Miss Tanya, who is literally one of the wedding industry's new and well-kept secret. And she is considered the wedding whisperer, the vow whisperer, where she's teaching us on how to say the our dues.
Hello,
Tanya!
Meredith.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm very well, and you?
I'm wonderful. You're hanging in there during this challenging times?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of becoming the new normal, right? It's,
Yep, I
yeah,
really think so. I love your backdrop. It's gorgeous. It's so. Oh.
it's from an event I did a long time ago I mean, the flowers were amazing. This was the entrance.
Oh, it looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous. So please tell us about your company and why you came up with that cool name.
It was not me. I got into this after my own second wedding last April of 2019. And I'd been doing this for many, many years for friends of friends. And it was only at my second wedding where we did our vows. And it was covered by the New York Times. And the writer came up to me afterwards and she said, I've covered hundreds and hundreds of weddings, and I've never seen a more beautiful ceremony. And then the next sentence was, Tanya, you need to do something with this. So it was literally a week later, having lunch with a guest who was at the wedding. I said, what do you think about me doing this? And he said, oh my God, you're the vow whisperer. And that was it. Went home and got the URL.
Wow, that's so awesome. It's a brilliant idea. And, I think what people forget that one of the most important part of the wedding is actually the vows that are exchanged between the couple. That is a public acknowledgement of these two people that are coming together to commit to each other before God and friends and family. So choosing the right words may not always come as natural as we would think it would be. And after the wedding, you don't want to be like, oh my God, I wish I thought of, I could have, and whatever. So, what do you think about the whole vow ceremony part of the wedding?
Honestly, I think the ceremony as a whole, the 30 minutes, I think that that is the most important part of the entire wedding. I think people will remember those 30 minutes more than the food, the music, the dress. You know, those words are so incredibly important, and more couples are choosing to write their own vows. I think people are writing their own rules for their weddings. They're no longer just duplicating what their parents did. And writing your own vows can be very inundating and overwhelming. And I take all that stress away. I take that off their plates. And I hold the couple's hand from the moment they hire me right up until right before the ceremony. I'm there helping them and taking that stress completely off their shoulders.
That's amazing. And I think that's where people, they've probably never thought of someone else writing their vows because they think it wouldn't be authentic or organic in their own words, but it's to the contrary because people just don't hire you and say, oh, yeah, can you write my vows? You actually almost consult with them, meet with them, have some kind of interchange. Can you tell us the steps of an appointment
Or
with you?
Sure, and I have to stress that I do not write their vows. Their vows are written in their own words with my guidance. So essentially, we will have a meeting, the three of us, and it's the only time that the couple and I speak about the vows. I make them promise to never discuss them between themselves and never together with me. From that meeting on, I work with them separately. We established that first meeting, we established the vibe, the length. Is there religion in their vows? Is there spirituality? How much humor? How much seriousness? The length of time they want the vows to be, etc. Once that's done, I work with them individually. I get essentially everything out of them, their memories, their anecdotes, their stories of amazing experiences. Did they zip line off of the Eiffel Tower? Whatever they've done. And I get them to talk to me about some of the hurdles they've overcome as a couple, because I think that's also very important. Everything, and including the promises. And the promises, this is very important to know. It's when we're working on their promises, we're not working just for what they're going to say on the wedding day. This is for the rest of their lives.
Wow.
So it's very profound. I get them to really reflect and think about, what was that moment like the second he walked into the bar, the first time you locked eyes, or what was that defining moment when you knew for sure he was the one, and all of that. And then together we write their vows, and it's back and forth. There's editing, there's suggestions, but it's very important to know that it's all in their words.
Right.
And even if they have no idea how to write, it doesn't matter. It's me manipulating their words and making it all work, and putting structure, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And once we've finalized the vows and they're pretty happy with them, that's the next step. And we get into how to say those vows. And I think, honestly, that's more important than what the words are, because you can have beautifully written words, but if you're monotone and boring, people are just going to look at their phones and go, when am I getting out of here? When's
Right.
the hors d'oeuvres? I need a drink. But so I think it's about, getting them not to mumble, to enunciate properly, to not read just from their vow book, but to make eye contact, to have the right projection, to have the right body posture. It's all about presentation. And I get them over their fears of public speaking. Most people are terrified. And I will
definitely.
Yeah. I really talked them off the ledge up until right before the ceremony, when we do a rehearsal one last time, and it's virtual, or I'm there in person, which is great. Most of the time it's a very quick FaceTime, just to give them that last boost of confidence.
And now with everybody being on quarantine, or a measure of quarantine, and more people are nervous about any sort of gathering, no matter how intimate they are you finding that you're doing more virtual weddings, and are your appointments a little bit more virtual right now?
I would say it's half and half. I'm doing a lot of Zoom weddings for sure. It can be other people who have their big weddings hopefully next year, but that's not so sure, really.
Right.
They have their wedding next year, but they want to get married now.
Right.
So it's a quick, short ceremony. But I'm also doing in person.
Yeah, but also, the other aspect to your business that you're doing is you legally can marry people. So that's
in New York.
Yeah, so that's a component a service that you can offer to your couples that come to you. Not only are you able to help them write their vows, but you can legally marry people in New York.
I'm an officiant as well, yes, and I can marry people in about 30 states.
Wow.
But on Zoom, it's really only New York that I know of, and maybe California, where you can get married online, unless that's changed.
Okay, that's amazing. So you're like a great package to have. Help me, say my vows, write my story, tell our beautiful story collectively to each other, really, because the vows are to you and your beloved.
Exactly.
You're just making it a beautiful story to hear, for everybody to hear. Is that correct?
That's correct. And what I very often do is I will design the entire ceremony, even if I'm not officiating. Very often, a couple will say, "Look, it's my best friend or my father or whoever is officiating. Would you write the whole ceremony?"
Oh,
So
beautiful.
and then I'll help that father or the best friend. I will help them and coach them how to speak as well.
That's amazing. So now, with all of this amazing information and couples that are looking to get married and create a beautiful love story, I feel like the love story has to be even more beautiful because we are confined to small intimate weddings. Where can we find you? What are the ways that people can book a consultation and ultimately book you for their wedding?
Of course, I have a website, The Vow Whisperer, or on Instagram, which is The Vow Whisperer as well, or Facebook, The Vow Whisperer. And you can contact me on my website, and I will respond very, very quickly.
Wonderful. Tanya, it's just amazing talking to you and sharing you who you are with our readers and our viewers. Thank you for all the wonderful, intimate information that you've given us on, to inspire our couples because right now I think we need a little inspiration with
Oh,
everything up in the air. So
oh
thank
yeah.
you so much. Any last words you want to say to our viewers?
I think in the time of COVID, when things are getting really pared down, and it's just a small bunch of people, and you're not getting your blowout flowers and meal and incredible everything DJ. It's really the ceremony. That's all that's
Hmm.
happening and so that's why it's even more important to write your own vows,
Perfect.
because otherwise you've got it kind of an empty, it's there's not a lot going on.
Right. You're so
So write
right.
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Tanya. And we'll tell everybody where
You,
to find
Melinda.
you. Okay, darling. Bye bye.
Bye.
Guys, that was Tanya the Vow Whisperer. Please, please go to her website and take a look. See some of the weddings that she's produced and assisted in creating their vows. And like she said, she's not writing the words, she's assisting them. You still have to put your words, and she just fluffs it up and makes it a beautiful fairy tale love reality story that you always dreamed of. So until the next time, guys, continue to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So until the next time, ciao bella.